Research shows that more than 306 billion emails are sent and received each day. I'm sure you get hundreds of emails every day like I do. And the question so many small business owners have is, how do I stand out in the inbox with so many emails competing for the attention of my customers? Now, the short answer is simple, but it might not be the one you want to hear, is don't send emails that suck. But of course, that might sound easier said than done, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But I promise by the end of this video, you'll be able to send emails that engage your best customers and get them to buy over and over by doing one thing: have a reason to show up in their inbox. Standing out in the inbox is easier than you think. If you don't already, you should subscribe to the email lists of other businesses in your industry so you can get an idea of what everyone else is doing. Since I work mostly with e-commerce businesses where the typical thing is just to send an email that has a big pretty photo of the product, maybe a couple of lines of copy and then a big CTA button, standing out is pretty easy. It only takes a little bit of extra effort. So in most industries, you can kind of find that there's a typical lazy formula that most people are doing. And for you to stand out, you just have to put in that little bit of extra effort to go beyond that. So it could be something as simple as a thoughtful message from a founder, or it could just be adding in a little educational value. So for example, if you're selling supplements, you can educate people on the benefits of the ingredients in your supplements and the impact they will have on their performance, recovery, etc. And you do it in a way that, armed with this knowledge, they could then go buy those ingredients from anywhere and get results. But because you're building goodwill with them, they'll actually want to buy from you. So other ways to stand out are by emailing at a different frequency than the other businesses in your space. So if the typical thing is a monthly newsletter, send a weekly email. And if your competitors are hammering their lists daily, maybe focus on creating more impactful emails that you only send 2 to 3 times per week. So standing out doesn't always mean putting a bunch of pressure on yourself to send more emails or better emails than your competition. A major differentiator can be your intent, simply being authentic and having a unique voice or perspective. Obviously, you're trying to sell something, so there's no point in trying to hide that fact. But how can you do that in a way where it's at least fun or interesting or inspiring for the people receiving your emails? What I tell people is you just need to have a reason to show up in their inbox. Now, when it comes to showing up in their inbox, it's not so much that you have to have this super important reason to email them, but you should at least have a conversation starter. So as you're planning out your monthly campaign calendar, an easy place to start to get ideas for this is to go to a site called nationaltoday.com and look at all the fun and weird holidays that are relevant to your business that month. So if you sell cookware and the 13th is National Baking Day, you have an easy conversation on the 13th that you can then tie into your products. But here's the thing, you don't want to overdo this whole holiday theme. This is just a simple idea, and it's something I like to throw out there early on because it gets people's creative juices flowing once they start seeing all of these different holidays and thinking of angles they can take. And you start to realize that you don't actually need the fake holiday. You can just start a conversation by just sending interesting content. So another go-to tactic that we use a lot is doing a deep dive on a specific benefit of your product. So whatever you're selling, you likely have a bullet point list of 3 to 10 benefits for that thing. And our tendency as marketers is to list all of those benefits every time we're promoting that product. The problem with that is that we don't give people a chance to understand how valuable each individual benefit is. So what we'll do is we'll choose one benefit and dedicate an entire email to that one thing. For example, if you're selling natural dog treats, you might have all these benefits about how much healthier the ingredients are and how much better they taste and so on. Maybe one of those ingredients is better digestion for dogs with sensitive stomachs. We can do an email all about that one benefit. Now everyone on your list who has a dog with a sensitive stomach is going to have a stronger interest in your product. Then in another email, we'll do a deep dive on how much better the ingredients are and how they're, where they're sourced from compared to other products. And then everyone who cares the most about that will also have a compelling reason to buy. So by doing this over time, you not only position your product as the ideal solution for a wide variety of problems or concerns, you also start to see which benefits have the most positive response, and you can give those benefits more attention in the future. Another example of standing out in the inbox is myth busting. So taking a widely held belief about your products or your industry and showing why that's not true. So last Valentine's Day, we have a client that sells roses, and we had an email that was very successful where we basically busted the myth that red roses are for Valentine's Day. And in fact, most women actually prefer pink, white, and yellow roses. So this email got a huge positive response from people saying how it's so true and how they're forwarding this email to their husbands and so so on. And it's all from just really starting a conversation. So a lot of those people, even if they weren't buying roses that day, they enjoyed the email. It was something interesting. And getting back to what I was saying earlier, it's not like there's no need to try to hide the fact that we're trying to sell something to people. They know you're trying to sell them something. So let it be, right? And why not just start a conversation in a way that makes it fun for people, whether or not they're going to buy that day. And the big takeaway from this video is that to have a reason to show up in their inbox, it's really as simple as just genuinely trying to make your emails enjoyable to receive. Yes, there's a lot of competition in email marketing, more than other sales channels, but once you understand that the competition is usually pretty weak and everyone's kind of doing the same stuff, it's really not that difficult to stand out. I have several other resources that can help you. So the deep dive email that I mentioned in this video, there's another video on my channel for that. So if you go to the the e-commerce email marketing playlist on my channel, you'll be able to find more resources and more ideas as far as like how to plan these campaigns and come up with these different angles, and also some of the thinking behind changing up your messaging strategy for your emails. So that's it for this video. If you don't know me by now, my name is Kyle Stout, founder of Elevate and Scale. Our clients typically see between 30 to 50% of their total revenue attributed to email. So if you'd like email to be a reliable and insanely profitable sales channel for your business, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. And if you want to guarantee you're sending highly engaging emails that generate more sales, download the free checklist link below called Win Before You Send. I'll see you in the next video.